What's going on, my good people? This your boy, Life Up the Entertainer, here to bring you some action with Lane College. This is I've been grading them for a while, and I've been able to catch some band battles with them. They haven't been able to have the hottest season, but hey, that can definitely change with these field shows. Okay, so me grading them, this is not me bashing the band organization. I just want to put that out there, and I just want to give fair and honest critique and what this band can work on in the future to helpfully build the band program up and bring some more recruitment to their organization. Okay, but this is me. I'm a band analyst, and so this is what I do. I give it from the hip, so it's nothing but love here, but no bashing the organization. I love all HBCU bands, and I grade all HBCU bands from different divisions. So, but this is just me giving my fair, honest critique. Okay. So, with that being said, what I'm going to be grading, look to the cards next to me. We're going to be grading entrance, songs, formation, dancers, breakdown, and overall creativity. Maximum points they can make all together is 25. With the creative, they can get an extra 30. All right. So, in the creative department, it fluctuates depending on how good they do in different things. So it just depends on them. All right. So if they want to get a dub on their record to make this not look bad on them on their part, they got to at least make a perfect field show. Okay. Perfect field show is them getting 5 in all categories besides creative. Okay. So if they're able to get that, then I'll put a dub on their name. Okay. Let's say that we looking at the creative department. Let's say they didn't get a perfect field show. If they're able to get at least a 27 with the creative, they will get a dub on their name. Okay, so not all bands will receive dubs. Okay, so that's not me bashing the band organization, anything like that, but it's definitely something they can work on to better themselves to do better. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into the action. Alright, so there was only 2 field shows so for me left to grade, so I will be posting the official record at the end of this video. Let's get to it. Okay, drum major. See this line trim up here. This has been killing them right here. Looks a little bit better. There's some people walking in the band and now picking them legs up. coffee shit. I'm working on some stuff coffee shit stuff. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's give that a grade. Alright, was not a perfect field show. So creative, there's 5. I'm gonna give them a 5 in creative. There was some creative moments in that. Entrance, I'm gonna give them a 5. Songs, I'm gonna give them a 5. Formations, I'm gonna give them a 3. Dancers is a 5. There was no breakdown.
Disappointing.
There has been definitely a trend for Lane College. I just feel like I don't mind having a feature, but I feel like as if, it's not required to have a dance feature, but it'll be something to give us a higher climax of the field show. That makes sense. It's like you taking us on a roller coaster, then it's just kind of like you left us hanging, and I think like a breakdown kind of brings that extra oomph to a field show, So that's what I feel on that. But yeah, that definitely hurt their grade. But I don't know if that's going to be enough for them to even get a 27. But we're going to see. Yeah, they got a 23. Definitely hurt them. I just feel like if they was able to give me a breakdown, that it's just missing a lack of substance for it to actually carry. I think that would be what this band needs. So I don't know what to expect in this next field show, but hopefully praying that they give me that. I'm praying that they give me that. Okay. So.
Trillions of signals to reach audiences at the right time and place.
Alright, so this just was in November of 2024, so this is close to the end of the season, pretty much. This is really at the end of the season. So what I would say is that I'm expecting a lot of things from this field show. So hopefully it goes well. So if you made it this far in the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is not me bashing the band organization. This is what I feel as if the band needs to work on to improve and increase recruitment. Okay? So with that being said, let's get into the action.
From the Quiet Storm. First, we will recognize Mr. Antonio Connolly. And now, fans, please welcome the renowned Quiet Storm under the direction of Mr. Christopher Jefferson.
Yeah, I have to skip through that. I give him a 1 for creative for recognizing the singers too. finally got a breakdown. We finally got a breakdown. Hallelujah. Alright, so let's give it a grade. So in creative, I'm going to give them a 4. Entrance, I'm going to give them a 5. Songs, I'm going to give them a 5. Formations, I'm going to give them a 3. Dancers is a 5. Breakdowns, a 3. Okay, it was not a perfect field show, but was it enough for them to pass? That's the main thing. Was it enough for them to pass? They got a 25. They got a 25. So they missed it by 2 points. 2 points. Alright? So, let me give it a grade. Let me tell you why. Alright? So, if they would have gave me a little bit more energy into the field show, as far as their formations, if they can pick their legs up, that would have been a shoe-in for them. It was just, when you're not marching 8 to 5, or if it's a step-off issue, or you got people walking, that can hurt your grade, and that's a common trend for Lane College. Okay, that's not me bashing this band, but I definitely feel like they can definitely do better when it comes down to, getting to their position the way they need to. A line is a formation. When you got a snake on the field, you losing the formation. And I'm not talking about the people in the middle. I'm talking about the people on the left and right side on those lines. It just seems like they're not putting enough energy to get the step off right, etc. My other thing is like, when you're doing a drill, okay? A drill, you got to get your legs up. I don't care how big you are. You got to get your legs up, When you see, if you're a marching band, you march. It don't supposed to look like this. You get a. You see how that look? It's a difference. I saw people out there walking. So that's not me bashing. I just feel like they can do better when it comes down to that. We finally got a breakdown. Hallelujah, though. We finally got that. I just think if they would have gave me, instead of just going through the motions, I think they would have had a stronger grade with that. And also if they would have gave me an extra feature. For me, 3 is enough. 2 is just kind of scratching the surface just a little bit, But 3, they just missing just a little bit of that oomph in that, and that would have been straight. And they probably would have got them at least a 26. 26 at the match. And if they would have got, if they would have got a 5 in the breakdown, they would have got a 27. So that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is. So, but I definitely enjoyed this. Now they don't have the best record. Don't sit here and bash your boy. I know what this look like. Oh man, they don't got no dub. It's okay. This is a learning thing. Okay, so hopefully one of these bandsmen or somebody can relay the message on what they can work on, and they can do better next season. And that's what this is about, to build these band programs up. All right, so this is their official record for the season. Okay, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there's no hard feelings, but definitely need some help in that department. Okay. And, I wish I could see them do something in the 5th quarter, but I don't know what that looks like. So hopefully that can happen in the future. Okay? So with that being said, I'm finna get up out of here, man. And like I tell y'all always, deuces.